Nice of you to save the CPU before you squashed him, alien. But will you have the decency to leave Earth now that you realize what a sociological disaster you've been causing?
First, I plan to bury this in the Sea of Tranquility, Luther. Then we can figure out whether or not I can safely stay behind on planet Earth.
59 seconds to detonation.
What?
57 seconds to detonation.
Oh my God! He must have had a self-destruct mechanism encoded into the hard drive in case something like this ever happened. The 6 mini black holes that were powering his engines have been primed to go off. What are we going to do, Superman?
What do you think, Luther?
But power on this level being unleashed is going to wipe out everything in a 15 million mile radius. Even you aren't that fast.
Don't count on it, mister.
What's going on? What's he doing?
Something wonderful, Jimmy.
Lex, I know you're not going to hear this message for a while, or even see the explosion until the light reaches you. But there are some things I have to say before I go. Well played, old friend.
Superman gone, Brainiac gone. The world ready to embrace Lutheranism even more readily than before. One could almost be forgiven for thinking that this had all been worked out to the 10th decimal point 40 years ago, eh? Checkmate, Superman.
For the first time in human history, the world had tasted death, and so they gloried in their triumph, as excited by Superman's defeat as they were by Brainiac's. Lex Luthor and Jimmy Olsen won a landslide victory in 2004, re-elected to the White House with a staggering 101% of the vote. Freed from Superman's all-seeing eye, the Soviet Empire descended into chaos for a while, until the Batmen reappeared and brought justice to the streets again. Within 6 months, Luthor was running their economy. Within a year, even Moscow had signed up with his global United States. Setting up home in the Winter Palace, he combined his own ideas with notes from the archives, creating a brand new style of government, unlike anything we'd ever seen.
I almost hate to admit it, but Superman and Brainiac actually had some surprisingly good ideas here, boys.
By his 75th birthday, Luthor had retired the conventional politicians and created a one-world government composed of artists, writers, philosophers, and scientists. On the cusp of the 4th millennium, as he lay dying in his cryo chamber with his dear wife beside him, he was asked by newsbots about his greatest accomplishment.
Defeating the alien, my boy. What in the world could possibly compare with saving my people from Superman?
And, with a smile on his face, Dr. Lex Luthor died. Metropolis was where he was born, and where he asked to be laid to rest in a geometric maze of his own design. I thought for a moment that his widow might recognize me at the funeral. Would she see through the glasses in the dark blue suit of the disguise I created? But much to my surprise, she didn't. Not even for a second.
What's up, Mom? Are you okay?
Fine, Albert. Absolutely fine. I just had the strangest sense of déjà vu for a moment.
In many ways, Superman really did die in the outer reaches of the solar system all those centuries ago. Mankind had evolved to become the most advanced species in the known universe, inspired and led by 1 billion years of the Luthor lineage. Lena Luthor, the artist, Lumbar Luthor, the Imagineer, Lori Luth 145, the Mathemagician, Jordan Luth 1938, pioneering necronaut and the first man to set foot in the afterlife, Alex Al, Jordan Al, Lana Al, and of course Lex Luthor's great-grandson to the power 50, a young man called Jor-Al, whose IQ exceeded that of even his beloved ancestor. But he's been acting strange lately. Working too hard and telling the world that our bright red sun that has dimmed my powers and aged my mind is in danger of consuming us. Could he be right, I wonder? Or is this to be the first time in countless years that a Luther had made a mistake?
What happened, Jor-El? Didn't the Science Council listen to your warnings?
Listen? Those oversatisfied fools didn't even look at my readings. I gave them firm, substantiated evidence that the Earth is on the brink of collapsing into our own sun, and they tell me the planet's merely shifting its orbit. It's almost like they've nothing left to do but die. But I refuse to let their emptiness bring any harm to you, my little Kal-El.
Do we really have to send him so far back, Jor-El? The sun's rays were yellow in those days. Their people weak and primitive. He's going to be so different from everyone.
But he'll be strong. He'll be fast. He'll be virtually indestructible. And he'll need these advantages to survive, my darling. Goodbye, my son. Go back and change the world so that we might not become this cold, complacent lot. Go back and bring a little light into our lives again.